trying to do what would be a good sort of graduation style voice, like
farewell,
welcome. I still want to say the word.
Well, it should be like, I guess you got to think about like what's, the straightest line. What is like who speaks at a graduation besides
Baz Luhrmann?
Yeah, exactly. So you got to do your best sort of impression of Baz Luhrmann.
I don't even.
What would like a valedictorian sound like? Like what is your sort of laziest satire of valedictorian voice?
Welcome to.
That's kind of it. It's just nerd voice.
Welcome to, ladies and gentlemen of 2021. Welcome to 155. My name is Josiah Hughes, and with me is, as always, Sam Sutherland. And today we're going to be bidding farewell to the most wonderful year of all of our lives, and hope that what's beyond the horizon is a special journey for us all.
Wow. Was that your actual valedictorian speech that you gave?
Yeah. No, I don't think I gave. I'm pretty sure I didn't give. I think I got like C minuses through all of high school because I was convinced that I was smarter than all of it. So then I just did really bad.
Well, maybe on like purpose. The valedictorian of vibes or whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Damn, now that's going to be a Discord display name for someone.
Yeah, that's some good stuff, man. Maybe like edit that part out so I can keep that.
Yeah, you should keep something. But here's the thing: this is the last week we're ever going to acknowledge any of our fans directly.
That's it. After this, we're going to demand people pay us even more money to be acknowledged.
There's going to be security guards and barricades. Like we're fully selling out here.
We're going up the bridge. Is that? I'm just trying to because that's. I feel like this is modeled after Scientology, like more than any sort of specific cult, in the sense that we are asking for sort of more and more money to travel deeper and deeper into the unknowable truth of the universe with us.
Well, there is some Scientology in this week's song, actually. But before we're talking about Good Riddance, parentheses, Time of Your Life by Green. And the reason we're talking about it is because this is the last week that we're going to be doing the kind of covers section. And here's the thing I'm going to say right off the top. I know some of you, maybe a lot of you, have been skipping the covers section on the pod. But I don't think you should skip it this week. And I think you should go back and listen to all, 600 hours or whatever of it.
It is roughly how many hours? Because a little while ago, we crossed some sort of monumental threshold.
It's been like over 1,000 covers. And you know what? We've had to call all of them sick. And they have been all sick, really, mostly.
I will say this, sorry. One of them was not sick. And I won't say which one.
There was. That is true. There's been some behind the scenes things. It's funny how much this feels like we're setting up a clip show, because I know famously
this is basically the elevator episode. Wow, we had some crazy hijinks, eh? Too bad we're stuck here for the next 22 minutes.
Well, because I think
reminisce.
I think this Green Day song was used in like the penultimate Seinfeld episode, where it was a clip show.
It was.
And that was kind of like one of its most famous uses. I was also looking it up to find like interesting pop cultural uses of it, and we'll check out maybe one or two of them. And I was like, there's got to be some good grad videos, because this is like, such a huge grad bop. And instead I just found like a PSA where it was showing like pictures of children who died drunk driving after prom, after having too many 0.5 beer. I feel bad already doing a self-referential joke with that. But there was like a very upsetting, solemn, and this song really does this song is like a emotion spice. It really amps up the emotion with every situation. We should just be playing it in the background the whole time.
I feel like it's like emotion MSG,
It is. What if we tried on the last week of November every year, we tried to make ourselves cry because of the podcast for some reason?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of, as we discussed before we started recording, sort of, I think, teed up emotionally, but it's more that like I'm going to get mad at.
You're going to get angry. Yeah, I feel like the only thing that will make me cry is just the sheer number of covers we're going to get through this week.
Right. Yeah, that might cause some tears. But I do love that was your pitch to people who have, not traditionally associated with that half of the pod, is we're like, no, this one is like basically oops, all covers, and you're going to love it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So for people who haven't been paying attention or just came here because you wanted to hear the Green Day Time of Your Life episode for some reason, I have a feeling we have nothing interesting to say. There's a couple things I want to say about the actual song, but there are so many covers to get through. But yeah, for the last year, basically when we switched from Blink-155 to 155, we thought like, oh, what if it would be cool if we just kind of kept some of the momentum of the Hinder compilation that we did. I mean, it's just so much fucking explaining to do. But the point is, we didn't think that it would be like, an average of 25 covers every single week, but it has been. And they have all been either good or interesting, I would say, is the spectrum. And it's been like ridiculously cool. And I sincerely do think that people have been missing out on it a little bit. Like the fact that no one ever wrote anything about it is kind of crazy to me.
Well, that's not true. We keep erasing Now Magazine and
right.
Noted Now Magazine star Richard Prutsky, he interviewed us about the sort of great music emerging from the world of podcasts. Is your problem that was like we had to sort of share some of that shine with like too much TV and stuff?
It's more like I feel like I could get Canadian press like by accident in my sleep.
Oh, so you're saying no real press?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
I'm trying to get some brain drain going on here. Haven't drained my brain in a while.
I'm ready. I'm backed up, baby.
I'm getting blue brain over here. So I want to know this. Do you like this song?
Yeah, of course I like this song.
How could you not, right?
Fucking rocks.
It's so good.
Respect that it is like obviously one of the sort of greatest musical cliches to emerge, I think, in our lifetime. Which is in and of itself an accomplishment worthy of respect. But we both forced ourselves to listen to it before this recording. And even on that listening, I was like, the rich timbre of the acoustic guitar, like it's a beautifully recorded song.
It really is. The guitar sounds amazing.
I hear it and I think of, the last campfire at summer camp where inevitably like every cabin would sign up to try to sing, this song or, basically just like this song or I Will Remember You. It fills me with like nostalgia for the idea of immediate nostalgia, because that's what I feel like this song sort of so effectively came to represent. And sort of when it was deployed was that you weren't being nostalgic for something that happened 10 years ago. You were being nostalgic for the last 2 weeks of your life, the amazing last year maybe of like, school or whatever program. And because it's so like remarkably effective and fundamentally good, even though it's cliche, like it's still able to sort of short circuit your brain and make you feel like you're remembering something that happened to you 30 years ago, even though it was only 30 minutes ago. And so as cliche as it is, this song fucking rocks, obviously.
Also,
how about you?
That's like, and we're kind of both in like Monday afternoon grumpy boy mode right now, which is kind of an interesting
grumpy boys.
It's an interesting vibe to have here. I'm not even grumpy. I'm just like emotionally and mentally exhausted from my japes of the last 3 days.
You've absolutely exhausted yourself japing, and I think we are going to.
Yeah, we'll cover that elsewhere. But
yeah,
also we guested on podcasts this week, and I also have been.
You're japing like a young man.
It's by the time next, like by the end of the first week of December, when you hear who's on the pod next week and you understand, I just want you to know all of these things have happened at the same time. My hilarious Twitter prank, preparing for this episode where we're going to listen to like 40 million covers, and watching the Disturbed documentary for our guest spot on podcast.
Yeah.
It's like
that really added insult to injury.
I'm really fucked in the head right now. But I was going to say, you and I think, are kind of the masters of like hyperbolic nostalgia for recent things that happened.
Oh, big time. It's funny because I think there was a period in my life where I like kind of publicly, in the sense of like songs that you write, I guess being public, took a shit on the idea of sort of like immediate and kind of unearned nostalgia. And I mean this like not even a clever way. There is literally a song on the first Junior Battles record called Nostalgic at 23, which is about sort of getting out of college and hanging out with people who just want to talk about being in college.
Right.
And now that's all I want to do. Like, all I want to do is be like, remember when Junior Battles toured Europe? Like, hey, remember last week on the pod, you know, exactly. Remember Blink 155, the other podcast that was kind of the same podcast. And maybe what I hated about it was the fact that I knew that somewhere deep down, like I fucking loved it because it rocks to be nostalgic. And you and I have definitely made sort of something of a, I guess not a career. We've made like a very niche, successful hobby out of
barely financially lucrative hobby.
Yeah. Out of sort of like weaponizing our own love of complicated feelings maybe towards nostalgia, ultimately affection.
I wrote a grown-up song called No Nostalgia about how much I hate nostalgia, and I forgot how much I hate it until last week when the FUM 100 episode came out, and I was like thinking about being 16 and just like feeling this like woozy car sick feeling of realizing
that episode rocked. I remember last week's episode.
Remember how special that. Well, also, yeah, it's not easily accessible for a watch together. But I was going to ask you like some other prom songs that you like, and FUM 100 has a song called Prom on their final Goodbye EP, and I would love it if I could just work FUM 100 into the pod every week. Maybe I will from now on. Maybe that's what I'll try to do.
2 weeks in a row, you're already got a streak on.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I feel
like you and I both maybe have like protest too much kind of vibes when it comes to nostalgia. We both have songs about how it's quite bad, and yet the last 4 years of our life demonstrate that we actually think it is quite good.
Yeah, I know. And then like the sort of Ouroboros of nostalgia that we create constantly. I mean, remember how we started this episode? How I did that voice? That was so like cool.
That was so cool. I loved it. I laughed again. I thought it was like a little bit of like lowest common denominator, but it was good.
Okay.
But I mean, I suggested that was what you should do, so
backhanded. Kind of when you add the backhanded compliments, the nostalgia stings less. It helps. It gets that toxic masculinity up a little. It helps. No, I love this song, and I think I always loved it. I'm trying to remember, like, there must have been backlash by some people when Nimrod came out. Like, they were mad that it had this acoustic jam on it. Probably there must have been, but I mean, I love it, and I was just quickly perusing the Wikipedia for like the 3 minutes we're not going to be listening to covers this week. And I think I knew this, but I forgot that it was originally around for Dookie. And then Rob Cavallo was like, I don't think this is going to work. And so they saved it. Imagine if this had been on Dookie. I honestly think if this had been on Dookie, then Green Day might have not even survived how huge the album was.
I think you're right. And I think it would have fundamentally altered society. Like, I just don't know that we were ready for it then. Like, this is not an early 90s song. This is a late 90s song. And the idea that maybe Good Riddance would be more baked into the sort of high school and summer camp experiences of people who are like, a cohort older than you and I, it doesn't sit well with me. And then do we not get the Brain Stew Godzilla remix? Like, this is a real, like, the butterfly that played acoustic guitar, and then there was no Brain Stew remix instead of having a Brain Stew remix, I guess, in 1995. Like, I'll be honest with you, I had no idea about that, and it's troubling for me to think of the alternate history. Maybe there's like a good kind of speculative fiction, HBO series, like, what if the Confederacy had won the Civil War? What if Good Riddance was on Dookie instead?
Maybe that's
Nimrod?
What we'll spend all of next year doing.
Honestly, seems at this point kind of likely for both of us.
Well, here's what I do think about next year. I do want to spend more time talking about the absurd and incredibly stupid ways that people keep calling everything punk in pop culture everywhere. And it's so funny to me. And including Good Riddance on Nimrod was a move that Mike Dirnt did say was the most punk thing they could have done because of it was acoustic.
Yeah.
I feel like that also is like kind of groundbreaking to just like say something so obviously stupidly not punk is the most punk thing you can do. I feel like,
that's pretty punk, actually.
Prior to that, I don't know if they like. I'm serious. Who would have said? Maybe Mark Hoppus would have said. But even when Blink-182 signed to a major, he was like, "Yeah, we never said we're punk." Like he just like totally gaslit everyone, which kind of became a theme for his relationship with us too.
Interaction, with their fan base, yeah.
But I don't know. Like I feel like that's probably got to be one of the first times someone said something like it's kind of like now saying being conservative is punk, or Kim Kardashian is punk, or I saw Adele saying that she's punk. I think Mike Dirnt might have started that. I think that might be a Dirntism.
Wow, there you go. I mean, like, look, Adele does have Liberty spikes and a bullet belt. So Adele, like, of all those things, I think Adele is probably, the only one that is truly punk by my definition, which is Liberty spikes and a bullet belt of punk. But yeah, that's true. We are kind of living in Mike Dirnt's punk future.
We are.
And in some ways, like, do you not feel like the kind of current crop of like punk or sort of what's the word, like punk passing kind of celebrities, like, do you feel like if they were to be modeled after a member of Green Day, they're all kind of Dirnt-esque? Like MGK is like much more Dirnt.
He definitely looks. Yeah, he looks more like one of the Dark Crystal puppets than similar to
exactly.
Dirnt.
Yeah, like Travis Barker, kind of more of a Dirnt than any of the rest of them.
I think it's true. I feel like Mike Dirnt said that, and then it created this ripple that, like, for many, many years, people were afraid to start calling things punk that wasn't. And then I feel like when people started saying being a conservative is the most punk thing you could do, that's when it started ramping up again. And now it's like everything is punk again, and it's really exciting. I think maybe we'll get another time of your life in our lifetime.
We can all dream. It does make me excited. I mean, we talked about like, okay, we're winding down this and everything is punk. And I feel like that's something that we are looking forward to, is sort of exploring the wider world of everything being punk probably in 2022. But maybe there will be another, like, what is the second biggest punk song that is like this, where you're like, well, that's not a punk. I mean, I guess some Blink songs, like, I Miss You or whatever. But this is so alone as being a song that like could be played on CHFI by a band that has also played Gilman. CHFI, of course, being a Toronto radio station that plays songs that sound like this.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm saying is, like, Blink would have said at the time they're not punk. And even Avril Lavigne until this year was saying she wasn't punk. And now she's saying it again. Like, people were just saying that they weren't punk, but now they're saying they are. And it's this great shift in culture and society that I'm frankly terrified of.
Do you feel like, within the sort of current cultural definitions of punk, combined with, I guess, your own, do you feel like in 2021, as we sit here on our podcast talking about Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day, do you feel like you are punk, or would you say you never said you were punk?
I think I've said before that I've never said I was punk, but I mean, I don't know.
But now?
Yeah, now I think I'm just here to just goof around. I'm just trying to goof around and have a little chuckle. So if that's punk, I think I'm pop punk, really, more than anything.
Goofing around, having a little chuckle is definitely pop punk, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the other thing that I do love about this song that I think is like kind of ascendant, what's it called where like, what's the phrase called when you like watch a TV show about rich people because you want to be rich? What's that phrase again?
Oh, I'm not sure. Sorry.
I can't think of it.
It's not there.
Just making something for the listeners to yell at their listening device. Sorry, Podbean folks. You're going to have to review that. You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, it kind of is like something I like. It's kind of the opposite of the Ramones thing. Like, he clearly can barely play the guitar on this song. That's why he fucks it up at the start. And I've written songs like that before too, and we like recorded analog with Chris Dadge. So I had to like get the takes and punch in so many times because I just couldn't play my own thing. And I just love that on the recording, like, obviously he fucks it up. I thought that he said shit when he screwed up. For some reason I changed fuck to shit.
Just fuck, right?
I know, for some reason in my mind it was always shit. But anyways, I just love that it's like a guitar part that he can't play.
Yeah, it's true. And would and obviously someone who's very good at guitar. I do wonder sometimes if the bulk, the heft of the acoustic guitar is hard for true punks, because there are a handful of songs, again, just purely drawn from my own experience, on the Junior Battles albums that have acoustic guitar. And originally I just assumed that Aaron, who's the other guitar player in the band and is legitimately one of the best musicians, probably the best musician I've ever played with in my life, like just a sort of unreasonably talented guy, couldn't really play the acoustic parts. And I could, and I am without a doubt the least talented musician I've ever played with. But I had the sort of practice of, worshiping Dashboard for years and years. So maybe that's your problem and Billy Joe's problem. I'm sure I could hammer out Time of Your Life. But I can't play power chords low slung on an electric guitar. That's his problem. He's practicing the wrong thing.
You think you could do the finger picking first try without the fucks?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, that's tough. It's really tough. So I respect that a lot. And I also I found a few live videos of it where he just straight up strums through, because he's like, fuck this, I'm not going to do that. But I guess the final thing I want to talk about from the periphery Wikipedia read is that I don't think enough people realize that every major label string section comes from Beck's dad, who's I
didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy, right? I have not really searched too hard. Yeah.
This was literally just from the Wikipedia.
David Campbell, the composer David Campbell, is Beck's dad.
I don't know who that is.
He did he did all the strings on C Change. He's the dude. And also, if you look at him, he does look like an old version of Beck. I didn't realize that he was born in Toronto and that Beck is also kind of an honorary Canadian.
Oh wow! Look, I did learn that Beck's not Scientologist anymore, so he's not welcome here. Actually.
Yeah, he also did some gaslighting about that, pretending he never really was or whatever. But I've never really read Beck's dad's wiki, but it's pretty interesting. He studied to be a Presbyterian minister before switching teams to Xanadu and whatnot. But I mean, he's pretty much he did the strings on Adele's new album. Evanescence. This year he's worked with Evanescence, Adele, Billie Eilish, Jessie J, Garth Brooks. I mean, he's the dude for strings.
Wow.
And, yeah. So, I mean, he's the one. And
Ben Platt.
If you go Lit, he's worked with, you could just scroll forever.
What Lit song has strings on it?
I don't know. He's basically he honestly seems like the only guy who knows how to arrange strings in the whole world. He's done.
Yeah, there's got to be I just feel like people got to get more creative. There's another
wild.
Guy. How good are strings on just mid tempo? More strings, and it's not the same with the MIDI files. I believe that you need those live roomy strings.
You do, but I will say this. Listening to this song again today, I realized that the actual what is it, a fiddle or a violin, whatever, the solo, it's a little bit too Irish for me. I did feel like I was watching my new favorite movie, Wild Mountain Thyme, again, which in the context of that movie is great, and I do highly recommend that movie. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen it, Wild Mountain Thyme, spelled Thyme.
Did you put it in the newsletter? Is it one of those things that
Oh, maybe I did. I don't know, but it's
moody. Is that the German?
No. This is some Sam shit for sure. This is a hard 1.5 on IMDb. It's
sick.
It's so basically it's a movie about Ireland that everyone in Ireland hates so much, and it stars Emily Blunt and Jamie Dornan, the 50 Shades of Grey guy, and John Hamm, who's just such a struggle actor at this point. And it's a romantic comedy set in Ireland, but it's narrated by Christopher Walken, who is trying to counter his own Christopher Walken voice by doing an Irish accent. So it's such a disaster from the get-go. It's one of the worst movies ever. It's so good. I absolutely love it. But I don't want this Green Day song to remind me of that, and it does. It does sound too Celtic for me, and I don't like that. I don't think I will ever like Celtic tinged punk. I'm sorry.
Maybe I feel like Billie Joe Armstrong has been very public about enjoying the Pogues. You think that's a little too much of that Shane McGowan popping through for you?
Yeah, it's too much. I can't do it. Oh my God, David Campbell even did the strings for Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Yeah, that was the one that jumped out at me too. So not everything he's done has been a success.
It's true, but he's like the guy. But he just ramped up the Irishness a little. I wish there was less of that, is what I'm trying to say in the song.
I think my favorite thing about the song is just the music video, where you just have all the guys in the band that are not doing stuff, just sort of looking cool and wistful. I think if they could have somehow found a way to like make it clear, because I forget when I'm just listening to it that Mike Dirnt gets to just sort of be steely in it. Somehow they could have found a way to incorporate that into the recording. I think that's the only thing I would have changed.
Yeah, I guess the video is based on a concept by Billy Joe Armstrong that just pulls in on various people doing mundane activities. I mean, is that really much of a concept?
I was going to say, I was like, what's the concept?
It's not really a concept. It's just like showing stuff. That's cool. I mean, the video is so good. Billy Joe looks incredible in it. He just looks like, oh my God, he's like a dream man in this video.
He's got big time dream man vibes in this video, but I do love the idea of taking credit for that. Be like, it's my concept. I'm like, okay, man. Like, cool. Yeah, great. Good job. You did it. We'll make sure that that's noted in the history of this video.
So I also, did you like know the lyric when this song comes on? Can you like sing along? Cause I still think it's about like a tuning fork or something. Like I don't even time grab or a test. I don't know the lyrics. The lyrics sound weird to me. The way he enunciates them, and I know people were freaking out by how I say "fun 100" because apparently I say it weird.
What do you say? You say fun. You say "fun 100."
I say "fun 100." I know. Like honestly, I think after the covers are done, we're just going to shut down the Discord with all the disrespect I'm getting in there all the time.
It's not right. You guys are making him feel bad. Stop it.
I get nervous to talk.
I know these words because again, I worked at a children's summer camp, and so people would write them out and like hand them out to everyone in the cabin. So no, I feel like I could totally kind of do this at like songs lyrics, like in some kind of high stress karaoke situation, like where like the screen's not
steel
visible.
To your temple, you could pull it off.
100 P.
I don't think I could, but I for some reason turning point and fork stuck in the road, I always think tuning fork. But then when I think of the fork stuck in the road, I think of the Muppet movie when there's an actual fork, and that makes me really happy. So, I mean, that's
pretty good.
That's a nice memory.
That's a nice memory. But if you never had like, so I, again, I feel like I know it because it's been sung around me in, again, these sort of like volatile teenage emotional situations so frequently. Like, is your relationship to the song just fully through the lens of like kind of like the irony of its overuse? Like, I bet, did they use this in Scrubs? I bet this song got used in one of the episodes in Scrubs that you're supposed to feel bad in.
I definitely, I 100,000%. My identity is pretty confused these days in terms of taste, what I like, what I don't like, how do I feel about Cowboy Bebop, But I 100,000% am too good to have ever watched Scrubs, and I never will. So that's something I will take to my grave.
That's a reasonable opinion, I guess. But like,
I gotta have one thing left.
Where I was definitely hungover enough to enjoy Scrubs.
You gotta let me have this one thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I think it's not like a tongue-in-cheek. It's not even really nostalgia to me. Like, I do think it's an amazing song. I think it's really good. I think when I was younger, I really resented how every like church worship song was always G, C, D, E minor, and I thought it was so uncreative. So in that sense, I think I thought it was lame when I was a kid because I was like, oh, this is just like a church song. But then I realized that it's always the same chords for everything. It's all the same chords,
and you realize
man.
That you love church songs.
Yeah, exactly, because they're all just the Joshua Tree by U2, so it's fine.
Yeah, shit rocks.
It's great. No, I think it's a beautiful song. I think it's really good. I think it's just like I've listened to it too many times that I don't even really notice when it's on. Like I hadn't really paid attention to it.
Like if you were just at the dentist and this was playing, you wouldn't think about it. That's why saying before we start recording, like, okay, I guess I'm going to listen to it. And you're like, fuck yeah, me too. It, as with some of these songs that we feel like we know very well, it's sometimes hard to just do that extra 3 minutes of work to listen to the song once before we talk for 5 hours.
I feel like I might have left the room after I hit play, honestly. I don't even remember. Like, I feel like I just blacked out for that amount of time and also this amount of time right now. So,
well, that's it. Like, it is so wallpaper in our lives. Like, this has got to be one of the, I don't know, in our lifetime, 100 most played songs on the radio kind of thing. Cause it got played on modern rock radio and like alternative rock radio, but it also got played on soft rock radio. And now I bet they played on classic rock radio. Yeah. And it probably still gets played across all those formats, which is like, there are not a lot of songs that sort of traverse that amount of territory. And you think about like the library for most radio stations these days is a few thousand songs. So, I mean, this has got to be up there as like,
this is probably like the millennial song.
I think so.
But that makes me wonder, like, what's the Gen Z song? Or do they have it yet? Or maybe
I don't think they,
culture moves too fast now for there to be a definitive song like this.
The Gen Z song is "Stupid Horse," I think, as anointed by elder millennials. I don't know. I mean, that comes back to sort of conversations that we've had a lot before around the notion of kind of the end of monoculture. And so again, this sort of coming out right at the sort of tail end of the 90s, kind of into the Napster era, into the streaming era, sort of sits as one of the last ubiquitous hits, like sort of cross-cultural ubiquitous hits.
Yeah.
Because even saying like, oh, it gets played on all these different radio formats feels like a very like archaic notion. But I mean, the fact of the matter is that people do still listen to the radio, and like that's what you hear in fucking stores, and people listen to radio. Like radio was still popular, but like especially at that time.
Sounds like Sam's in charge of radio over at Universal Music, really trying to push the radio.
And listen, everyone, just go and buy a radio, please.
Well, honestly, listening to the radio is, I think, one of the most punk things you could do right now.
Absolutely. I've been saying this.
Speaking of monoculture, a couple things before we get into our mountain of covers and our guest as well. But first, here's our old dear friend, no drums to speak of, David Letterman, introducing Billy Joe, who does attempt the finger picking on live TV, which is impressive. I think he pulls it off, too. He must have been practicing.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty good here. Our next guest,
I also love there's like this crackling firework noise.
This is not your normal starting lineup for Green Day here. We have a
maybe was it some sort of like
and it's going to be great. And where's the drummer?
Yeah, definitely fireworks going off somewhere.
He did just say, "Where's the drummer?"
At the end of the song, the drummer turns around and hurts himself.
Still talking about the drummer.
Will you do that tonight, even though you're not in the starting? Will you do that? There they are over there.
Also, does Mike Dirnt have like a clothing brand called Degeneration? Or is that like a wrestling shirt? Isn't that the name of a wrestling thing?
Yeah, Degeneration X.
Oh my God, Trey Cool is dressed so cool.
Our next guest is one-third of a Grammy Award-winning band whose current CD is called Nimrod.
It does rock that he still talked about Trey.
Of Green Day.
Oh, he's nailing the picking. I love that firecracker noise. Just to really
makes it feel like a beautiful 4th of July barbecue that we're participating in here.
He does a little bit of Irishing with his voice too. A little bit of
again. I feel like it's like the Shane McGowan thing. Like you pointing out that the fiddle is a little Irish. Like it almost makes the song like make even more sense in that context of like you could sort of like swing it a little bit more and throw the song on Rum Sodomy and the Lash and it would totally work. I just never considered it in that context.
I don't think I've ever heard the Pogues either. I would like to know. I don't think I've heard the Epsler Christmas song, but that's it.
Yeah, it's great Christmas
Feliz
song.
Is the Epsler.
Of course.
Oh, does he say tattoos and memories? I thought he said like
this is the first time you've ever heard this song. Seriously,
I really don't know lyric.
Again, like to me, this song has always just been like "I Will Remember You" by Sarah McLachlan, and then what's Edwin McCain? I'll Be. I feel like he's Christian, right?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's another song that you like basically are legally required to sing at the last campfire of any camp session.
What's a sick song is that Yamon song, but I forget what it's called now. But it's like "Fuck You" or something. I won't. It's like a breakup song.
Oh, was he talking about like "Fuck You"? I won't. Killing in the Name. Is that the
"Fuck It"? I don't want you back. It's so good. Time, like just like you know, if his voice was a bit more dead inside, it'd be even better. These Scientology strings are fucking so sick, though.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going up the bridge while this plays.
David Campbell really does know how to make like a wash of strings on a song. It sounds 3D audio, even with these fireworks blasting off in my ear.
Oh, this is nice.
Low cello? Oh my god. C change is so good.
Oh, yeah.
How bad.
Letterman got anything to say about it?
Yeah, what's he going to say? Oh, here we go.
Here comes Trey Cole.
Lovely. How you doing?
Couldn't even get the lights on him.
Thank you, sir. Green Day. We'll be right back.
That's it. Okay.
Is that your guitar?
Bringing it into the modern era, there is a video of Taylor Swift playing it live.
Oh. 10-minute version?
This already does make it seem like... I feel like it does need to be like a ratty-looking punk singing it for it to not become incredibly saccharine immediately.
Maybe this is the... Do you think Gen Z like listens to the song, or do you think anyone under 30 has like a semi-emotional connection to this song?
I mean, probably, right?
Like, because I was going to be like, look, Gen Z loves us. Like, Taylor Swift isn't for Gen Z. I'm so fucking old.
Yeah. I feel like the fireworks are in this video, too.
Yeah, this might be a watch together fireworks filter that we're experiencing here.
It sounds really good, actually. Taylor Swift's pretty
great.
sick. It's fun to hate on her for attention, but, you know.
Is that even fun anymore?
Yeah, not really. Okay, here's the most saccharine, though. I think I didn't even watch this yet, but I got so excited to play it. This must be pre Nate Roos guest spot when CeeLo was still on it before he did his little fucking shit that made him disappear. This is
I like the idea of separating the history of this show into the sort of pre and post Nate Roos eras.
Until he appeared on SNL a couple of weeks ago, the only gifs of Nate Roos were from his like weak judging the voice. But here's Adam Levine, Christina Aguilera, and Mr. Gwen Stefani. What's that guy's name? Brandon?
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton on The Voice with CeeLo
Blake Shelton
Green.
definitely sounds like a sort of like turtle parody of a known country star or something. Like it'd be some Sesame Street thing.
It's so true. They even do the fuck up at the start of The Voice. They do.
Oh, wow. Now, is this says it's the voice code. Is this all of them singing it?
I think, yeah, they think.
Oh, wow.
It's a little cipher. I mean, it's not even just that he's an admitted bad man, but like CeeLo Green's voice always sounded like he just drank a whole bunch of chocolate milk and has like phlegm in his throat, like milk phlegm in his throat.
It's sort of very funny to me. This is like a show where they tell people how to sing, and this sort of sounds like shit, except for Blake Shelton, actually.
Oh, she did a little laugh. She's having some fun with it. Oh, those are definitely MIDI strings.
This is definitely, though, as you sort of were saying, that this episode feels a little bit like a clip show for us. This is basically a voice clip show where behind them are massive screens just showing them laughing and palling around. I hope while people are listening to this episode, they're picturing you and I just gallivanting and enjoying each other's company.
Yeah. That's what I picture when I talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always picturing you and I sort of in better days. I actually didn't know. This is the first I've heard about CeeLo being canned. I've not kept up with my voice coach news. I did not know that
he was like, I forget the exact details, but he was charged with he was charged with like slipping somebody something and then got away with it, but then like basically tweeted an "if I did it" style
and then they replaced him with Nate Roos.
I mean, I don't know the full timeline, but
that's like the way I'm putting this together. Oh, there's a balloon drop.
Wow, and their chairs are empty. That's powerful. There's no one to spin around those chairs. They're almost singing for their own approval in a way.
This sounds like dog shit. It's so good.
It's so bad. Well, it's kind of a good level set for the covers that have been submitted. They can't be any worse than that.
Yeah, all right. Wow, rude but fair.
Well, first let's hear from our friend Mabson.
155.
Welcome to 155. You were on Blink 155, but shit's gotten way crazier. Basically our show feels like one of your graphic designs at this point. I feel like it's such a far-reaching pop cultural mess in a good way. So I'm excited to have you back on here. What's up, Kyle Mabson?
Yo, I'm not Mike Dirnt. Don't get excited, but I'm here nonetheless.
That's actually disappointing for me in particular. I always was sort of operating under the mistaken impression that you and Mike Dirnt were one and the same.
Well, we do have camera on, and you look a lot like him. To be
honest, that's the thing. Is like you're. I feel like you're deliberately leaning into your most Dirnt-like features. Your massive button chops. The way that you're playing bass right now.
I haven't quite gotten that signature Dirnt bass tone down, but I'm working on it.
Yeah. It's almost there.
Working on it.
Have you ever seen Netflix's reboot of The Dark Crystal? Is that something you happen to have watched?
No, I haven't. I'm aware of it, but I have not seen it.
Because I was trying to pay attention to it. I was really confused the whole time. I just badly want new Jim Henson content all the time. So I was trying it out. And I was so distracted because I feel like all of the human-esque puppets look like Mike Dirnt in that show. They kind of just have this Dirnt-like quality to them.
Damn, I got to go in now.
Yeah. I mean,
boom, 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 boom.
It's also as sort of slow and plodding as late era Green Day. So there's more than there's
overly conceptual.
Spiritual similarities there as well that may I assume have been intentional.
Yeah. So question. This is something I just thought of just right now after doing that long view bass line. Is it? I don't know if maybe I'm the only one who feels this. I don't think I've ever said this out loud to anybody. But when that song starts playing, I hear it on the radio, and then that bass line comes in, I'm very bummed that it's not the Cherry Poppin' Daddy song, because they have the same exact drum intro. Both those songs are the same exact drum intro and the same time. But then when I hear the bass come in, I'm like, oh, okay.
I feel the same way. I'm always waiting for it to be, the big band classic, Putting on the Ritz. I just feel
good,
like.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it this way, though. Longview is one of the most iconic masturbation anthems. And when you're masturbating, you're not popping any cherries. So that's why you're
opposite.
yeah, exactly. You're wanting the real deal, not the.
Yeah. But they both start with that. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom.
That's so true. I never.
Yeah, it's the same exact. Yeah, same exact like bars of drums start both those songs. But yes, sorry. Whatever. Will you go on with what you were going to say?
What I was going to say was the reason that you're here is because kind of loosely inspired by the comps that you used to do, Maps and Enterprises. You were kind of an early adopter of just making a massive pile of covers of the same song on Bandcamp.
Correct.
We've been doing that every single week for the last year. It's loosely inspired by you. It's been crazy. We've listened to all of the songs on the show. We've listened to over I think we're around 1,200 covers of 50 songs or something. It's been wild. And also they've been all really good, and we're finally saying goodbye to it. So we thought we need to bring back the OG of just making a pile of stuff. So
a monkey from Outbreak.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of the cover section.
I feel like that was always one of the hardest parts of the process was having to listen to everyone and just listen to every song that you get sent. And obviously I would get sometimes 50 songs for a thing, and it'd be oh, I have to go through all of these fucking songs. And the other thing that would suck, maybe this is because when I started doing this, it was 10 years ago. So maybe people are a little more hip to things now. when I would get stuff, like half the time people would like send me a file that didn't work, or they'd send me like an MP3, and I'm like, just convert this shit. I don't want to fucking make this a wave. Like, this is on you. And like, or like, yeah, just a file that was like totally corrupt and wouldn't work. And then I'd have to like email them back being like, this doesn't work. Like, and then, so that all that stuff I just like got so annoyed with. It's just like,
what
just
about,
send me,
did you get the like final 3-dot wave, and then they 10 minutes later be like, oh, I bounced it again. It's final 5 and then
yes.
Actual final.
Use
final
this
final.
One. All caps.
Yes.
Use this one.
Yeah.
Even more annoying, which I have gotten emails like within the last year to go change a name of a file I put on Bandcamp 9 years ago, or remove a song, or like change it from like, a compilation I put up like 8.5 years ago, but like getting emailed about it like within this last year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's brutal. I mean, there's been a couple times we've always said waves only. We got to, again, shout out John, the listener. He built us like an actual submission site where we can like preview the songs on there and listen. And
see,
it's
makes
sick.
it a little easier too.
Yeah, and then Sparkling Caleb, our paid employee, our very poorly paid employee, he kind of deals with he downloads it all and does the metadata, and like he throws it in Lander, and we've been like mastering them too and shit. So
you don't need to say the name of the product, Josiah.
Oh yeah, that's true. They didn't deliver on. We'll bleep that out if we remember, because they didn't. That didn't go anywhere where we thought it might go. But so they've been dealing with the nitty gritty. But I think there's been like maybe once or twice that the file just straight up didn't work, and then someone put all this effort into it.
It was a lot of time for me.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, when I would do the compilation, it was just myself doing everything.
Right. Like, are you, because that's the thing. When I was really inspired, I always loved the idea of your compilations, and I always just loved the idea of like listening to so many different interpretations of the same idea, because I feel like for us, like, you kind of experience ego death after a while. You just kind of get lost where you're like, for like 2 days a week, there's only one song that exists in the whole world, and it's just playing in my head in all these various versions. Like, did you find that it was like this weird transcendent exercise?
Yeah. I remember like the second one I did was like probably like the most popular one, and it was, this will obviously tell you around the time I was doing this, because it was when this song came out. It was for Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen, and I got so many of those. And like, just like here, like, and it was when this song first came out, so it was like really popular. So it was just like, that was like the only song I heard for like a month.
Yeah.
It's just Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
I wonder,
there could be worse songs.
There's worse fates. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if your compilation helped play into that song and Carly Rae Jepsen becoming kind of like a low key indie fave.
I would hope so.
I think if we say it, that kind of makes it true.
Yeah.
We have the power to influence the narrative.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. But because of that, that's why like eventually when I started doing them, there were like ones I did that weren't like a single song, but I would be like, give me like a cover or a remix or like whatever of like a boy band song you like. And it wouldn't be like a specific song. It'd be like a certain like genre.
Yeah.
So you guys, like, Josiah, you did the Sublime one, right? And I think that was just straight up a tribute to Sublime.
Yeah, we could pick any song, I think.
Exactly. That was just any Sublime, and that was like right when the pandemic hit. And at that point, I hadn't done one in like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years or something like that. And I knew people were like bored and shit, so I was like, why not? And I think I like gave like all the money to like the World Health Organization or something. So it was like, all right, this is like a thing I can do that people will be into.
Right.
So that's why I did that one after like not doing it for so long. And the reason I did Sublime is because I released it on 420.
Right.
That was it. Yeah. Okay.
So it was appropriate.
But what I was going to ask you is like, because before somebody built us a website, which literally I think saved my life, I was trying to deal with this all myself, and I'm so stupid. I'm like in my mid 30s. This is how I learned that you can make like subfolders in Gmail. Was when I was trying to trying to do like the first 5 columns. Like, are you organized, or was it like was it pushing your own personal limits?
Well, after I did the first one is when I basically I made an email just for these. So when I did the second one, I had made an email just for this. So they were all in this one email. So it was like easy to access, but it was still like, it was still like an annoying thing.
Yeah.
But it was,
I mean, I think I more like almost died, I feel like, from just having to deal with that many emails because I'm so stupid with that kind of thing. But
well, it was like easy to like have them all in one place. So it was like, okay, I can do it. But it was still like, just going through everyone, listening to everyone.
And then once you start getting the alternate mixes and stuff, like
alternate mixes, and then half of them, like I would have to convert to a WAV file or like write them back and be like, this doesn't work. And like all that shit. Yeah. That was like kind of the reason I stopped doing it, just because it was like annoying.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting anything out of it for how much effort I had to put in. So I was like, I'm good on this.
I like how we basically described how we offloaded all of those terrible activities, and we're still like, but we're still moving on.
Exactly.
I did it all myself.
We got a guy to do each of those jobs, but like, it's too much effort.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So imagine, just one person doing all of those things.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So like, I'm good.
So do you think you'd ever go back to do them again?
I don't think so. Like maybe if there's like a special occasion, like the one I did, like the Sublime one, if it's like a one-off special occasion, but I don't really think so.
Yeah.
It's just like, like I said, there's nothing really I get from it.
Right.
From like the effort that goes into it. It's like, there's nothing positive that comes out of it for me.
I feel like, you're saying this was like 9-10 years ago.
Yeah, the first one I think was like 10 or 11 years ago.
And what was the first one?
Oh, first one. This will also, really date myself on when this happened. It was Gautier, somebody that I used to know.
Sick.
When that came out.
That song is
truly made famous by Canada's own Walk Off the Earth, though. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah, true.
Was when that came out, I heard it like all the time. And as a joke, I think I tweeted like, can everyone just send me like a dance remix of this song? I'm going to put them out. And then people started doing it. And I was like, all right, I guess so that's how it started.
I guess this is a thing.
Yeah. So I guess it's a thing. And that's how that started.
Do you think like, all the stuff you do, obviously, I'm sorry, I can't remember your selfies, pets, and food. Is that it? Or selfies, food, and pets? Your Instagram.
That's it.
Whichever order the words are in. Everything you do is like kind of, I think of it as an art practice, but it seems like the kind of thing that other people would describe as shit posting. Like, do you ever think of yourself as doing, it's such a terrible term that I hate saying out loud, but I mean, where's the line between irony and sincerity?
It's a thin one, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider an art practice of a thing like I just like to do it every day. And I'm not really, I don't post every day expecting to get much out of it. I'll say that. I'm just doing it because it's like, I don't know. It's like a good practice for me to like hop on Photoshop and do this thing every day. And then I just post it the same time every day. There's no like, it's going to happen at the same time every day. I'm going to post something. And I just do it. And it's not, I guess I don't know if I don't think I consider what those things are as like memes or anything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like memes there has to be like some sort of joke or like some sort of text or like joke within the thing. And there's not really any joke or thing to be gotten from what I'm doing, I guess. It's just purely like for the visual. Like there's nothing, I think people try like go into it like thinking like they're gonna like look at a meme of something, but then they look at it and they can't, and they're like, I don't understand this, but there's nothing to understand, I guess. I mean, like they're looking to get something out of it that's not there. So then they're like, oh, I hate this because it's not, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Yeah. You're talking about your visual stuff now,
yes.
Which I think is like,
this isn't my reaction when for anything.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's like, You know, when we started Blink-155, I said that I was always going to be sincere. And then 170 whatever episodes and people were like, you were ironic the whole time. You were like talking shit the whole time, or you were joking around. But I feel like it's like, that was me still sincerely engaging with it. And I think that's what you're doing too, is like the things you post
absolutely.
are objectively funny, but also you can.
But there's not like a joke
exactly.
within it.
Yeah. And you can bring meaning to it. Like someone can come into it and obviously you're not like, well, maybe you are, but I don't know. Like it's
anyone
not,
can interpret anything they want. I don't care.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter to me. But I think people interpret things a lot different than I am when I'm making it.
Right.
I'll say that. And that's fine. Like, go for it. I don't care. Great. But I think a lot of people think about the things that I make a lot more than I do. Right. I'll say that.
That's sick. So what do you think about Green Day Time of Your Life?
Oh, you mean Good Riddance, parentheses, Time of Your Life?
I always forget about that. And actually, we didn't talk about that in the episode, and I hate when they do that with songs. I hate the parentheses.
Yeah. Well, because it's called Good Riddance, right? That's the name of the song.
Yeah, just like name it that or name it Time of Your Life. But it's like they're just they're showing weakness by putting the parentheses.
I feel like that's like I always thought that was like a label thing, that they'd have to like be like, oh, the part of the hook isn't in the song title, so you got to put that in parentheses so
I feel
people
like
know
Sam,
what
you would know.
they're talking about.
Is that why, Sam?
I don't. That's never occurred to me. But you're right. It makes sense. Like, because usually it is songs like this where there's like the title that clearly the band wanted, and you're right. At some point, someone was like, "No one is going to be able to search this out." Like, because I feel like the parenthetical is often the hook.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, because it's like on most of these songs, they're like big songs where it's like on a big label. They want people to be able to like hear it on the radio or whatever and be like, what the fuck's this song? And if you're looking for a song called Good Riddance, or if you're looking up, like you hear the song and you're like, oh, let me look up Hope You Had the Time of Your Life. That's not the name of the song, so you're not going to know. So I think it's just a label thing to like get the money moving and like so people can access it easier.
Maybe it's
that's what I always assumed, at least.
Yeah. I wonder if it started happening more often when like LimeWire came out, because that was such a thing for searching.
Like I think just like internet, when it was like, you could like search things on the internet. It was like, all right, you got to be able to make this a little easier for people.
True.
So
like, did you fuck with this song when it came out?
I mean, I don't think anyone around our age had a choice. Like, I think it was just like, everywhere at the point. And I think I feel like this is such a broad reaching, I feel like anyone, any age, like knows this song, I guess. Like this came up recently and I was with my mom and my mom was like, oh yeah, the song from like the Seinfeld finale. And I was like, yep, that's the one. Because it's like such like it was just like around and like in every thing for so long and still, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we were trying to figure that out if like Gen Z is also having like big emotional moments with this song.
I'm sure there's like, I'm sure there's like some young white mom making a compilation video of her like kid's first birthday with like some like live, laugh, love shit with this song playing. Like, no doubt.
It is a pretty live, laugh, love kind of song, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've all lived, laughed, and loved to this song at some point.
Yeah, hey, it's something unpredictable, but in the end, there's right. I hope you have the time of your life. Exactly.
I'm reading a lot of articles about parenthetical song titles, and it really seems like it's basically just it was early SEO, like if for calling into the radio for
that's it. Yes, exactly. I assume it's like the band wants it this thing, but then the label's like, no, it's got to be, you got to get this somewhere in there, and then the band is still like, we're not changing it, and then that's like the compromise or something.
Yeah.
I also kind of think Good Riddance is like such a corny title for this song. It's like they're trying to still be like sneering punks.
It is punk though. Mike Dirnt said it. Mike Dirnt himself.
That's true. He said this is the most punk thing they could have done was make an acoustic song. So
throw some violins on that shit. Damn.
Punk.
How do you feel? How do you feel about like? Because I think I remember you saying that you didn't really grow up like punk. You were kind of more into like, I think, was it metal and stuff when you were younger? Am I?
Yeah, like I feel like up until like junior high, I was like down with some like Epitaph and like Hellcat type shit or whatever. And then after that, I kind of moved out of that.
So operating in like on the razor thin line between irony and sincerity, where I think you and I both exist now, how do you feel about like the resurgence of calling everything and anything punk? Like Kim Kardashian is being told that she's punk. Machine Gun Kelly's whole vibe. I mean, kind of the whole like 2021 punk. How do you feel about that very bizarre black hole of culture?
I feel like I like it because it's like a very like I feel like because it's such a thing that would like upset like old like Mohawk like exploited type dudes or something. So that's like funny to me that like, yeah, like, you know, this thing that you've been so into for 40 years has been co-opted and is a mainstream like fashion.
Yeah.
I mean, it has been for so long. So that's like another funny part of it is like, you're so upset, even though this has been like, you know, when I was like in 7th and 8th grade, there were kids with like fucking like clothespin like earrings and like ripped like funny leggings and shit, like and like black nail polish. Like it's like, yeah, it's like funny to like be upset, or I don't know. It's funny to be upset about it now when it's always been a thing, but it's so funny that it's like kind of like the biggest thing now.
I know.
I kind of like that.
I follow like I think it's called 23 Punk or something, like some terrible like sincere pop punk meme account, and every time they post Travis Barker on like World Drummer Day or whatever, the comments are all just like poser. Everyone hates him now because he's like marrying into the Kardashian clan. Yeah, I mean, I feel like going back, this wasn't recorded, but going back into when this whole thing started, and I said the thing about AFI, like, you know, when I was in like 8th grade and like when AFI signed with a major label, and then like in my mind it was like, oh my God, AFI sold out, and I was like in 8th grade, and it's like so funny to think like, what the fuck did I know, or like who cares? Like like, yeah, who fucking and now
cares?
some
Like
50-year-old man is commenting that on a photo of Travis Barker.
And now this like dude who's like, you know, made pop songs on the radio for 25 years is like, yeah, marrying into this like family of like rich people who've been on reality TV. Like, that's not that crazy to me. Is it just because like, yeah, the music he was playing like had like a fast beat and he has like face tattoos, so it's like weird. Like, it's just like, who cares? Like, yeah, it's all it's the same as like, yeah, if like Justin Bieber was like marrying into that family, like who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, he's in love.
Yeah, let him do his thing. Go off, King. him and MGK are making they're making so that great pop punk music, you know.
Absolutely. They're bringing punk back.
Yeah, him and MGK are bringing punk back, and you know that's all we can ask for. Yeah, someone had to do it, you know.
Exactly.
So, I'm glad it's MGK.
The monkey's paw has curled on all of our punk wishes, you know.
Yeah. I wasn't in when I was growing up, but now I'm like, all right, there's this like white rapper making it. I'm like, all right,
this is interesting.
Yeah, this is cool. I can get down with this.
Well, I mean, I just want to say thank you so much for inspiring this project, because I really do think it was like just very formative for me in a way, being online and seeing. And it's funny, you called it Mabson Enterprises, and in my mind you had this like huge industrious organization.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, you nailed it. But I mean, that really did inspire me, and we've had an incredible time like really losing our minds, going deep on some like Good Charlotte and Avril Lavigne and Discharge songs over the last year. So
that's a good mix right there.
Yeah, it's been tight. So thank you for inspiring us with that. And
question I will ask.
Yeah.
The new Avril song, what do you think? Approve or no?
I feel like, Sam, you were softer on it than me.
I'm softer because some of it. So here's the thing. I think the parts that sound like an Avril song fucking rock, but I think that maybe it's like the bridge feels like the exact same as all of the current kind of produced by featuring Travis Barker stuff.
We did a whole month of new Travis pop punk songs.
And this one you covered?
Yeah, no, we didn't cover that one, but we did.
Okay.
There was a week we did.
I've had to listen to a lot of these.
Yeah, there was a week we did like 3 disposable TikTok people, and then we did the Kenny Hoopla and Willow, and I forget what the other one was that we did. But we did. We've been really paying probably more close attention than anyone would want us to. So I think Sam is starting to understand Travis's shortcuts.
All those other songs, the Goldfinger dude didn't write on, right? That's just the Avril one.
Oh, true.
Oh,
Yeah.
did John Feldman write on the Avril song?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what you're picking up.
Okay. But like when it kicks in full Avril, I think it rocks. It feels like it could have been perfect, and instead it's like feels like a little almost perfect. Yeah. Why? What's everybody else's full take?
I mean, for me, rhyming "bite me" with "wifey," I'll never that's perfect. You're done. That's all I needed.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's great.
That's good. You guys are right.
It slaps.
Well, okay. So before we let you go, where do you want people to? Do you want people to find you? What do you want from us, plug wise?
Yeah, people can find me. That's fine. I'm into that. I got a Twitter. I think it's like _ Mabson_. And then I have an Instagram that's selfies, food, and pets with a underscore between each word.
Hell yeah.
And I will say, recently, a few people I've met in IRL have asked me for my Instagram. And when they put selfies into the search, I come up first. So,
congratulations.
Pretty big.
Wow.
Pretty big. Yeah. Pretty big accomplishment.
That's some time of your life SEO type shit right there.
Yeah. Hit those violins. Trey Cool, take a seat. No need to come in on this one. We're good.
155.
Sam, how are you going to introduce this section when there's nothing to...
Oh. Well, look, we still have a Patreon, and there's many other reasons to enjoy it. But over the last year, these covers have all been made by people who listen to this podcast, and they've been made most of the time over the course of a weekend. Basically, everybody gets news of what the song is at 1:55 in the morning on Thursday morning. Yeah. Thursday morning, and everything is due by end of the day Sunday. So
people would stay up till 1:55 a.m. Like people were. Sometimes I would not be able to sleep and look at my phone, and sure enough, someone had been. It's like 4 a.m. and someone was there talking about it. Like not someone who lives overseas, but like
it was incredible. And like people would submit covers like 10 minutes after we announced the song, and you kind of expect it to somehow be terrible, but then somehow it would be good. People would also have to deal sometimes with those deadlines changing. I mean, mostly the last year has kind of been pandemic, so it's been predictable. But from time to time, one of us has been away. And so we, tell people what the song was on like Tuesday at noon and need covers by like Thursday at 2:00. And we'd still end up with, somewhere between, a dozen and 24 incredible and varied covers. And so everything you're going to hear here was recorded in that same tiny window of time. And some of these people have done that every single week for the last year, which is
incredible. So cool.
So incredible. And I mean, we're going to spend the next hour listening to these and talking about how incredible it is. But the other thing is, look, we do have a Patreon. So
yeah, that's like weekly bonus episodes. And if you don't like listening to all these strangers do their weird covers, you don't have to ever hear that on the Patreon other than probably next week. But soon you won't have to ever hear that. I mean, that's
the bonus episodes are good. These episodes come out a little bit earlier. The newsletter, which we're probably going to reconfigure for the new year too, is like actually been an amazing thing where you and I are basically kind of like writing like pen pal notes back to each other about, how
we're basically writing our own
is.
/fic about each other.
Yeah, exactly. Slowly.
Maybe it'll get more erotic next year between us.
The Discord has been such an endlessly enchanting ongoing version of what is otherwise a one-sided conversation. And that's also been
the barriers are going up.
where the newsletter got fucked up occasionally because we'd have to tell people what the cover was early because I wasn't going to stay awake, but I didn't want to like make it too easy. So I would post what the song was on like Wednesday night before I went to bed, but I'd make it like an emoji riddle so that it would still take a little bit of time to figure it out. So people didn't have too much extra time to work on covers.
We're so cool.
We're so cool. And that's been the last year of our lives and a lot of the people who listen to this podcast.
I can actually see in here that there's 1,100 because you can see what's archived.
What?
There's 1,100 covers from the last year. That doesn't include the first week where there was just actually the first few weeks were all emailed to me. So there's
that's right. There's this website, this custom website that allows you, us to listen.
Shout out to John for building us like a actual interface that only exists for this purpose.
Like absolutely custom tech. Thank you, John. Like what a fucking hero.
All right, let's get into it though. Enough fucking navel gazing. Let's listen to the navel gazing song instead. Up first, we got Holly and Skylar. There's probably maybe we'll find the real caption later, but this one just says, "If it's not too late, I changed the mix." Sorry for being that guy. That's kind of a classic cover section thing too. So here we go. Holly and Skylar, Something Unpredictable. Let's go.
Another turning point, I have forks stuck in the road. I'm back to by the river, this server right next to where there's you know. Don't make the best, I'm resist to tennis, and no, that's why. If it's not a question, but a lesson learned in tonight, it's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you're at the time of your life.
And we only play 1 minute, so like what's going to happen with the rest of that one?
I don't know, but I want to know. And I didn't mention this. All of these covers will be available in their entirety, not just a minute of them, on Monday on the Pod Bandcamp.
Was that Holly's voice? Like all like weird computer child robot voice?
Yes, computer child robot vibes. That was so sick. I'm very
cool.
excited about the next like hour and a half of our lives.
Yeah, me too. Maybe it's not so bad after all. Maybe we shouldn't get rid of the covers section. Up next is Father Time. Time grabs you by the wrist. Now, is that about a watch? Is that what that's about? This is going to be the best comp of all time. Ooh. Oh. God.
This is fucking incredible.
I'm so excited.
Absolutely. I truly felt like time was grabbing me by the wrist while listening to that.
Yeah, like a what? Like a smart tech, like wearable tech, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Felt like a smartwatch.
Michael D'Antangelo featuring Trey Shaud. Good Riddance. This was the original demo Trey's and I put together. BJ went behind our back and sold his version to Larry David and David Letterman, really, as we saw a second ago. But here we go. Michael D'Antangelo.
Another turning point, fork stuck in the road. Grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time.
Kind of has like Matchbox 20 vibes.
Yeah. I mean, I believe this is actually Mike Turner.
Whoa! Yes! Hell yeah. Take it for a walk, boys.
Oh, yeah.
So sick.
Yo, that's walking. That's absolutely walking.
Taking it for a little stroll. Absolutely.
That was definitely what Mike and Trey were doing in the audience of David Letterman.
Up next is Breenway, which is BW and Caleb. There's a nice little note just for you and I that we can enjoy privately while we listen. This is Breenway, BW and Caleb with Good Riddance. Let's go.
Fuck.
The fuck is so good. That one's really hard to hit pause on.
That was incredible. And the note that goes along with it is lovely, but that was fucking beautiful.
That was so beautiful. Some great high gain mouth sounds that were really like adding to the vibes. There's a lot of tingles in a lot of different ways happening there. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck, this is going to be good.
Up next is Glass.
It already is good.
Glass Gloves. The art for this. Remember that for next week. Glass Gloves is Dottie Be Good, 20th Century, and Shoes Robinson. And of course, the artist name is a reference to my little brother's masturbating Bible college roommate. So that's just a great bonus point there. Here we go. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of the test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Come on.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on.
Oh no, it's actually happening. I'm getting the chill. I'm getting the shiv.
Yeah,
it's
happening.
I'm getting verklempt over here. That's amazing. Oh my God. I mean,
using a nostalgic song to then be nostalgic for another song that we covered extensively 1 year ago is very.
Plus, it's
the perfect usage.
It's like all these combinations of people who didn't know each other before collaborating with different groups of people. Like, honestly, I hate open mics and I hate Battle of the Bands and I kind of hate most music. But for some reason, this has been so inspiring and interesting. It's somehow been different and like really cool to see all these people from different walks of life. I mean, respect to all of you for doing this. It's been so cool to see. Up next, Pentatex with Gooder Riddance, Lime of Your Wife, LMAO. I mean, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We're going to start a minute in. Here we go. No, we're not. I'm going to skip ahead to a minute in.
Tattoos of memories and their skin are on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had a time of your life.
Oh! See, that should have been it instead of the...
In the end it's right.
That's way better.
And Green Day should go back and fix their version with this version.
Yeah, they should get those French guys from Air to replace the fiddle. I kind of like how the vocals are just kind of like doing their own thing too.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
that was fucking awesome.
Tiny bit of Rugrats theme song vibes.
Ooh,
And I mean
yeah,
that
there's
in a
some
very good
mother's
way.
bondness. Yeah,
I'm feeling my dipe over here. Long Bean's mouth sore back. It's been a while, and Long Bean's mouth sore says the iPad I was recording on ran out of storage while I was recording, so everything cuts out around 2 minutes. But there should be enough here for an episode clip. Here's what I think. I think all recording software should crap out on everyone after 2 minutes.
yeah, they're definitely that seems like one of those things, like, in places where there's like, you can only run your power for so long. You can only shower, like, like where there's like issues around like water and various resources. It does make sense to me that they should ration access to recording software.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Like, you could really make an iPad sound like a fucking 1992 basement 4-track.
Yeah, it's like reminds me of, like, I still have my 4-track, and I'm like, maybe one day why? Like, this is better.
Yeah. I don't know. Last time I tried using a 4-track, I got really confused and angry, and I didn't want to watch a tutorial, so...
But this is fucking awesome.
Long Bean's fucking rules. Like, we need all of these people. I want to check back in a year and all of these people have like an LP that we can preview.
Yes, absolutely.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
So good. All right, up next is Wild Boar. What do you expect? I'm a Wild Boar with Good Riddance. It's
Ooh, I'm excited about this.
It kind of works, sort of the farm vibe of the song. Well, I guess a farm boar would not be wild. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. This boar is free. Boris Elton's trying to pass something.
Yeah. Aren't we all? Really?
Truly. That's the classic return of the wild boar. One of our favorite contributors.
Again, in a year, I'd like to hear a full LP of Wild Boar songs, please.
Absolutely. Yeah, the people demand it.
So the group Yeah He Dies from the UK collab with Make Believe. Without you guys, we probably never would have thought about making music this year, but with you and the niche beneath our wings like a fresh meadow breeze. Oh my God, writing a whole fucking poem in here. We ended up submitting like 10 covers as well as doing our own stuff as well. Hell yeah. Yeah He Dies is fucking sick as hell. I can't wait for this. Yeah He Dies times Make Believe. Let's go.
Another turning point, fork stuck in the road.
Okay.
Grabs you
Come
by
on.
the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something uncreeping.
Come on.
But in the end, it's right. I hope you had the time of your
I mean, that is ridiculous. That is
That was
so
fucking
crazy.
incredible.
Holy
Like that's so
shit.
good. I also I mean, that's the thing is like, I love how much this whole project has allowed people to flex, and like, I feel flexed on, and I love that, these people are making music.
I know.
More music now,
And we get to take some partial credit. I mean, they keep telling us it's because of us.
I take 100% of the credit.
It's
Yeah.
sick as hell. Now I understand why people become teachers, because you just do nothing and you show up hungover or exhausted, and then people are like, "Oh, I love you so much. Here's an apple." But this time they're talking about their Apple iMac or iPad that they're using.
Right. People are giving us their computers.
Their M4A files, which is what Todd Killing submitted. It's supposed to be a fucking WAV file, bro. I love you, Todd. Todd Killing's also like, what a discovery. We discovered him, is what I'm saying.
Look at I think it's okay for us to take credit. We discovered all of you.
We've changed all of your lives.
Yeah, big time, like Christopher Columbus energy for both of us. We're like, all these people were here, and we're like, we discovered this.
Exactly. Here's Todd Killings. Let's go.
Memories and then skin on trial.
Oh, come on. So sick.
It was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable that in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Oh.
Something unpredictable that in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
That's almost too much for me. The aimless, messy noodling is like my love language. So thank you.
Yeah, that was perfect. That was a perfect taste of Todd.
It's perfect. Yeah. Also, Todd, I don't think we talk enough about Todd Killing's voice, which is also just like so iconic sounding. Like we just think, Todd Killing.
Todd Killing is the whole package.
It's so true. Okay, up next, Tender Hell with good. I mean, oh my God, we haven't heard from Tender Hell. I think she was on maybe a collab last week or something. But Tender Hell solo. It's going to be a real treat. I can guarantee it. Let's hear Tender Hell. Good riddance.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go.
It's some Dwyron vibes. Dwyron, right?
Oh, yes.
So make the best of this test and don't ask why.
Like this song is really good, but I don't think it deserves what it's getting right now.
Yeah, this is definitely like.
Come on. Come on.
I mean, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Tender Hell has definitely been like a personal favorite of mine, and that was fucking perfect.
That was yeah. I actually don't really want to like get weepy because I feel like I'm sick of doing that every year with this show, so I'm going to stop there. But that was beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely. But this one I think seems interesting. It's 33 minutes long. The 155, well, it's actually 33 minutes and 13 seconds long, kind of the vinyls number. The 155 Fall Meeting 2021 Special Conference Session, Good Riddance. We got some of the academics of the Naish together to convene a special session about absence, endings, and saying goodbye to the year before. Reception in Discord. Check the newsletter for more information. Well, I don't think we're going to be is there a different newsletter? What if there was a sub newsletter of our newsletter?
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Cool.
Like the sort of the free nation newsletter.
Right. From someone whose takes are too hot for the Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So this is long. We're starting 40 seconds in.
During Green May. As I'm sure you are all well aware, this session marks the end of nation-submitted covers as a core component of 155 publications. While this is certainly a dynamic time for all of us, we hope that the community continues to exercise their talents internally in the future. In honor of this period of change, tonight's presentations from various nation members seek to highlight the ubiquity of valediction, the significance of absence, and the experience of departure. Our first speaker this evening is Benoit Saumur, geologist of the pod. Benoit?
Have a look outside your window. How do you know what is there now was there before? What about 10 million years ago? What about 100 million years ago? The Earth is a dynamic place, even though it doesn't look like it right now. Hi there, my name is Benoit Saumur. I'm a professor in Canada. I have a doctorate in economic geology, and I'm here today to...
Okay, I'm definitely listening to that whole thing.
I feel like we got to listen to that whole thing.
When he just said, look outside your window, like spoiler alert, he picked up his merch in person, so he does kind of loosely know where I live. So that kind of freaked me out for a second. I was like, oh shit.
Go here, it's about to go down.
He's been waiting all day for that to get to that moment. No, but that's incredible. That's so funny. Like everyone nailed the tone of like dry ass.
Totally, that's perfect.
Oh my God. And up next we got a first timer. Goo Dry Dance, Aw Crap Ella. Maybe it's going to be a cappella. This is Bunkerton, who says, I finally did it. I was able to submit a solo cover. Hell yeah. That's so sick. Some nice words in here too. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited to hear what I'm guessing is going to be a cappella, but I guess we'll find out.
Oh.
I hope you had the time of your life.
Yeah.
It's very Christmassy, actually. Suck on it.
Yes.
I hope you had the time of your life.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that fucking rocked. You were right. I loved it.
I loved it too, though, and you'd think I'd hate the concept, but it was so insane sounding that I still loved it. Next is Quiche Baby with God's Ride Dance Time, THYME, of course a reference to the movie Wild Mountain Time, which has been featured heavily in this episode. Time off URL.AIFF. Some beautiful punnery in here. Thank you so much. Quiche Baby says, enjoy this extremely musical cover made with a very expensive plugin / DAWs. Or do you say DAWS? I've never said it out loud before.
I would say a DAW. Like if someone's like, oh, the DAW, like I would never say DAW. It's just too unnecessary.
I would say digital audio workstations, probably.
Because you're so respectful.
That's just me. Can't believe I slacked off on making covers until the absolute last second of all time. So here we go. Quiche Baby, let's go. It does sound expensive.
Another turning point, fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Now I don't know if this was a joke or not, but I believe this could be expensive.
Yeah, no, like I don't know. I feel like I'm making money listening to this.
So sick.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Oh my God. Okay, up next is the real Plodes. So there's a band called the Plodes, but it's been like the fake Plodes every time or something because the whole band isn't here usually.
Yeah, I think it's like members of the Plodes, so it's acknowledging that, you know.
Yeah, so this time it's the whole band. It's the whole damn band. So shout out to the Plodes who are here. And the guy from the Plodes is this guy named Reed, who was like really young in Calgary when I was around in Calgary. And he writes in here, I forgot about this. His first dumb joke band was called Black Bieber, inspired by the Beeb flag shirt that I made like a billion years ago. So that's
your first tango with online notoriety.
Yeah, exactly. Just with cruelly gaslighting everyone into getting mad at me. Although I managed to make money that time, and this time I just waste time. So
right,
it's kind of a different,
interesting regression.
Yeah, but here we go. The Plodes, Good Riddance.
Another turning point, a fork stuck
Oh my God.
in the
I mean, there's some Dawes happening here.
grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
That is so sick.
I mean, that was fucking awesome.
Was that, to me, it sounded like live mid-era Green Day. But did it sound like something else instead? Did I miss something? Did it sound like some other Sam kind of thing? Because I feel like
no. I think you're right. That feels like a that would be one of the good songs on Warning.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've never heard that album, and I've never seen Scrubs, so I'm just
You
too.
listen to that, man.
I'm
So
just
much
too
great
cool for all
culture
this
just
stuff,
floating,
you know?
floating past you.
Great Big Lake, Ontario. Up next, Rant and Roar on Pod and Below. Well, you can cut a notch in a beam. It's an hour by the sun, and GBLO has got eyes like a caplan going offshore. Long may your big jib draw, but there's devil to pay, and we're going to give her the long main sheet. I feel like I should have made Sam read. This seems like some Ontario shit. It would have sounded better in Sam's Canadian timbre.
Thick Ontario accent.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Wild Mountain Time.
We'll rant and we'll roar at the forks in the road. We'll rant and we'll roar as time grabs us by, until all these tests and these questions and lessons went straight to the end. We'll have the time of our lives.
Seriously, everyone watch Wild Mountain Time. It's so sick.
We'll take all the photos, still frames in our mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good times. Tattoos of memories and destined on trial.
Shout out to Shout out to Teen Jazz for just killing it all the time, including the next thing. I'm pretty sure.
That's real. That's real Canadian culture, though, right there.
That's a real.
That's Canada. That's.
I mean, so we now
what
know
it's
that
all about.
We now know that Sam thinks that Canada is real and is not stolen land, apparently. So that's interesting development here.
I've decided to bury that opinion at this point.
I got him.
Fucking got him. It's all been a sting operation.
Teen Jazz again with another returning champ, Teen Jazz Worship Team. If you remember the Come Back In, Wake the Dead episode, incredible. And as I said earlier, this is a worship song, so this is perfect. There's a little message here. Green Day to you. We've come to the end of our worship service and would like to close with one last benediction. So it kind of seems to be mixing the denominations here. I don't think this maybe is a different kind of church than the Wake the Dead one, is what I'm saying. The worship team has grown a little bit since the last time. We've welcomed Dottie Be Good, Todd Killings, Bog, Shawn Mendes' lawyer's best friend, Bunkerton, and Tender Hell to join us at the front of the sanctuary. My spectrum of covers this year has been pretty wild, but it was only right to return to this and do it with some of the amazing creative people I've gotten to know along the way. Thanks so much for all of this, and if the spirit moves you, feel free to skip ahead for a special little reprise of the 240 mark. Okay, we'll do exactly that. Here we go. Teen Jazz Worship Team. Oh yeah, those drums are behind plexiglass for sure.
You said this time was gonna be.
It's beautiful.
You said this time was gonna be different. Wake up again. You said.
Little splash symbol in there.
Fucking beautiful.
Oh,
I couldn't hear it that well from behind the plexiglass.
yeah, exactly. But that's
You
good.
could tell it was there. You could feel it.
It's too loud for some of the elders, and you know what? We got to respect them too. So
absolutely,
fair enough. Well, we could have maybe a young adult service on Saturday nights. We could play it a bit louder. But up next is Gerald Seinfeld, and it's spelled very funny. Yum nachos, good riddance. It says. This is a cover of the song Good Riddance by the band Green Day. Thanks. Just straightforward. Thanks for the straightforward submission, Jerry Seinfeld. Here we go.
When you go in the stationery store, that they're manufacturing millions of pens constantly. We're all buying them. I must have bought 6,000 picks in my life. I've used up maybe 2 of them. Where's the rest of them? When you move the refrigerator, there's always a couple back there, but that doesn't account for it.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road.
That's why it's so embarrassing if you don't have...
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Whoa.
Take your photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang them on a shelf in good health.
What was that,
time.
organ stab?
Yeah, I don't know. The organ stabs are sick.
That was so cool. Oh, my God. Thank you. I wish you had submitted earlier, Mr. Seinfeld.
Good to know Seinfeld is out there,
This up next is 155 Intern and the Crew, Time of Your Life, NYHC version. Intro is long. Feel free to skip ahead. I feel like if it's NYHC, we got to hear the fucking intro, though.
Yeah,
this goes out to the crew, everyone from the Lower East Side, the Brooklyn delinquents, Slappy up in the Bronx, 8 Pastries down in Queens, and of course, Freddie fucking Madball. Get vaccinated, you fucking loser. New York hardcore, still here. Amazing. I feel like...
Yes.
Oh, so sick. Here we go. Oh, this intro is not even long enough. I can already tell. Fuck yeah. Yes.
Fucking right. Oh my God, that was sick.
And something that has always happened on these episodes. So we went from a tongue-in-cheek Comeback Kid cover to a New York-themed Jerry Seinfeld cover to a New York hardcore cover. Like there's pod magic all around us at all times. That's
true. Yeah, we're constantly. If you look close enough, if you squint with the right glasses, with the right eyes,
they pod glasses. Do you think Jerry Seinfeld is New York hardcore? I mean, he did date. He dated underage girls, which was more of kind of a Pacific Northwest hardcore thing, I think. But maybe I'm mistaken. Here we go. Weasel Wazzle, Good Riddance. Let's go.
Another turning point, fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. There's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right.
Like, this song is just kind of a classic all-time folk song, hey?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it works.
Maybe Billy Joe stole it. Maybe he stole it from like a
interestingly, we don't know,
Records kind of.
Yeah, it's in some like long forgotten dusty book of sort of standards from
exactly.
the tens.
At the crossroads that he sings about is where he made a deal with the devil.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's some troubling new insights.
He had to always say he was punk, no matter what. It was the devil of punk rock who decided that he would always have to say he's punk, no matter what happens. And meanwhile, Blink-182 went the other direction. Okay, so usually is the point here where we make some sort of baby pun, but guess what? Baby Tyler has got the whole the whole family is here. Baby Tyler here. I was able to get the main band together for this occasion. Shout out to my bandmates C and Heather for contributing and for listening to me talk about the pod constantly. So this is a band called Proud Parents with Baby Tyler. I'm so excited for this. Let's go. Baby Tyler, it's worth noting, one of the few people who has, I think with the exception of the week that we all consider a write-off, has submitted every single week of the last year. That's incredible feat.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy.
So here we go. Proud Parents.
Stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
I love knowing that baby had a lovely family all along. I was worried about that baby.
I was kind of worried. We're like, did the baby think we were its parents? Like, I don't know.
I mean, not to overanalyze, but definitely some of these people out here do think that we're their parents. Absolutely.
Right, but it's good. That's one down,
That was incredible. Thank you.
Fucking
and
beautiful.
Thank you, Baby Tyler, for all of your submissions. It's been unbelievable. Okay.
Every week a highlight.
Wood chips. Amazing year of making covers. This is the best. I mean, look, I just want to say we appreciate everything that everyone's saying to us, but I feel like it feels weird to read it out loud. But thank you for your kind words, Wood Chips and everyone else. Here's Wood Chips, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the thought and grasp itself rapes in your mind. Hang it on a shelf and good.
I mean, if anyone does syncs for teen movies, all of these I think would be good choices. That's amazing.
That's fucking incredible. That was so beautiful.
Wood Chips, very like emotive singing, but totally nailed. Like I was expecting it to go full cheese, and it never did. It just stayed like in the perfect tone zone. Absolutely.
Tones. It's a really good tone zone.
Strings is next.
Strings.
And there's a really beautiful message again. Thank you for your kind words. And also, apparently, this is a Neil Young driving down an endless highway into an eternal sunset vibe. Ooh. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, let's go. kidding me right now?
Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time.
Holy fucking shit.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice by comparing that to Neil Young because he does not have that kind of. I mean, he's doing his own thing, and I love him for it. But that was on a whole other level, and that didn't
completely
sound expensive as fuck. Let's be honest. That was incredible.
Yeah, I feel richer having listened to it.
Me too. I mean, I just feel so wealthy right now, which I'm not.
Rich in spirit at least.
Stale Jobbies up next. Time of your life. Stale Jobbies. Here we go.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Tap grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of the test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. I hope you had the time of your life. Take photographs and still frames in your mind.
If it hadn't come in with the aggressive like folk punk oogle vocals, I actually forgot that ukuleles used to exist in this context. I was expecting it to be like bank commercial narration.
Oh yeah, no, it's true. Bank commercials really co-opted ukuleles from the folk punks.
It's really sad, actually. I mean, I guess both people theoretically are just using their open guitar case to ask for change. So it kind of works.
That's true. That's true.
Folk punks are the original banks of America, I think.
Yeah, that's a good take to have come out this late in the pod. I feel like that's.
Thank you, Stale Jobbies. That was you brought back. You're reclaiming uke culture, and I respect you for it. Fish Tricks, another like MVP who's always here.
Yeah,
always pulling out new tricks. Let's see if you can teach an old fish new tricks. Here we go. Oh. Yes.
You're gonna give me fucking 1 minute.
Fish Tricks has really like evolved drastically in the last couple months in such a good way. Like it was always so sick to hear all that noodling, but now the noodling is like there's just so much more dynamics to it, and it's so cool to hear. Just like,
yeah, that's fucking great. Like I just feel like that's actually a great context to have those things all colliding in. Like Fish Tricks big time favorite, but also the evolution is just like also kind of genuinely exciting to hear, right?
It's so cool. Okay, up next, Soothing Music Group, who I also like another. I mean, there's just I'm gonna miss all of these contributors in a sense because it's been so interesting to hear what they do. But we just can't do this forever. All of us, I think, owe it to ourselves to try something else, maybe. But Soothing, always like pulling off some interesting, surprising things. So this one is described as 6 friends in a living room doing an Ernest Green Day cover and some computer cutting and pasting. I mean, what more could you really want? And
it's the dream.
Another sweet message. Thank you so much for all of your contributions. Soothing gang. Okay, here we go.
Tattoos and memories and this skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you
No. I got like shivers. Oh no.
Holy fuck.
It's too beautiful. This is supposed to be like a show where we talk about cum or whatever. Like not like genuinely getting moved.
You still did. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, me saying that was kind of my way of
that was it. You're like, I'm gonna find a way to get it in there. That was
it's called goo horning when you insert that into conversation.
That was fucking beautiful. Like it reminded me of that Christian emo band Anatholo. I think they were Christian, right?
Yeah, actually, I think someone from that band was in Fun, maybe, or The Format.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it sounded better than what I imagine that band is like too.
Yeah, it was.
It almost reminded me of like Akron Family. I feel like Soothing is like maybe going to bring back like the next wave of new weird America or freak folk or whatever, but like without any of the gross like Devendra Cobra Snake vibes.
Right, yeah, it's an improvement.
You probably have to be like 40 to understand what I just said. But anyways, DRMC and friends, Good Riddance, Pot of Your Life. We got the gang together one last time. Oh my God, they're all here. Shawn Mendes, Lawyer's Best Friend, Bog, Roxhow, Teen Jazz, Daddy Longarms, Gosh Dang, Bill Armstrong, Althea Later, Dottie Be Good, Cooper Calamati, Bunkerton, Day, BW, The Golden Umbrella Stands, The Fan Fictionist, Long Beans, Tender Hell, and Todd Killings all together on Good Riddance, Pot of Your Life.
The dream team.
I am getting pretty good at like introducing performances, I think.
You really are. It's almost a shame that we're, moving on.
I love to develop skills that are just entirely useless.
Yeah. What song are we doing?
Good Riddance?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Fuck.
Crackling campfire is so good.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the part of your life.
Sick.
Oh my God. Yeah, I want to hear all that. That's fucking beautiful. It's just gangs. Just gangs.
I mean, that's the Sammy one right there. That's what you were. Is that what your campfire sing along sounded?
Well, I mean,
they should have
generally
had
it's like,
one guy like me who was like singing like Simlish of it because it didn't actually know the words. Turnip.
They're at the back. They're at the back of the campfire.
Yeah, exactly. Boggy Branch Ranch with Good Riddance. Oh my God, Andrew, this is such a sweet message, and I really appreciate what you've written here. It's so nice, and it's also just kind of nice to boast about getting these really heartfelt messages that no one gets to hear.
Secret messages. And actually, it's like the best thing is no one has to know if it's true or not. It was like, oh wow, this person like just making it seem like we're much more beloved than we actually are.
This person's telling us to fuck off.
Yeah.
No, but for real,
sick of your pyramid scheme pod.
This actually, for real, hand to heart, this one is very sweet. The other ones were actually very rude and cruel, and this one is very meaningful.
The first
to me.
nice one.
Yeah, this is the first nice one. So thank you, Andrew. Here we go.
Don't ask why. It's not a question,
amazing.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad we chose this song because this is exactly like, this just is hitting all the right notes, figuratively and literally. Like, it's just so sick to hear the same idea interpreted over and over and over again. And
that's what we've always said. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, everyone's so creative and cool and like chill. You know, there's not like, no one's, I'm never annoyed, which I thought I would be. And that's kind of the shocking thing, other than that one time.
Just once. I mean, this is, I think it makes sense for us to be sort of winding down this part of it. It's sort of unsustainable, I feel like, as an enterprise, but like thinking about how much I've enjoyed listening to like stuff that Bog has done. Like it's been amazing, and it's been consistently the highlight of these episodes for me, because like I don't really care what I have to say about the song, but it's like very sick to hear all of these different sort of creative and worthwhile interpretations of something, especially when you know it so fucking well. Like that's when the, you know, the cover section I think really like flies, and this is perfect because again, like we said, this is a song that is just sort of embedded. So
it's true.
This rocks.
Up next is, I mean, one of the absolute MVPs of the pod in general, our dear friend Georgia. Basically, in terms of the pod royal family, the next in line for Sammy's crown, I think. Georgia has always submitted things in collaboration with others, but she finally finished a cover herself this week that wasn't a shitpost. She said, "Every week that I've been asked to collab, I said yes because there are a few things I enjoy more than making music, but I really struggle with finishing things alone in the covers time frame. My laptop is famously nearly 9 years old. Give Georgia a quid, hashtag. Everything hurts immensely. My dog is needy and my lungs are fucked up to the point I can't sing anymore, but I really didn't want to be beaten this week, and I wasn't. Might drop the essay that's been in my notes app about what failing covers every week has taught me over on Discord. You absolutely should. I would love to read that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love reading essays that are loosely related to myself as well.
Those are my favorite kinds of essays, for sure.
I mean, but I can't. What a victory! Congrats, Georgia, for just pulling it off. I know it's been tough, and I can't wait to hear it. So here's Georgia with "Good Riddance."
Unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Oh.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang it on a shelf in good health and good time.
Incredible.
Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
That's perfect.
I mean, it's fucking gorgeous.
The synth is perfect. And those vocals, like Georgia was saying, she always says yes to collaborate with other people, and her voice always does like stand out on those covers as being
totally.
And it just
that was
sounds
fucking
so
sick.
good on its own. Oh my god! Thank you so much. Congratulations. That was perfect. So good.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks for doing it. It was fucking great.
So sick. Okay, Jake Rolfe. Oh. Good Riddance. Time of your life. Let's go. The dog.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Doing it straightforward, but using an electric guitar instead of an acoustic is a tight move.
So take the photographs and still frames in your mind.
Also, other than having the name Jake Rolfe, I gotta say, Jake Rolfe's voice is like so sick. it's like he has this like kind of his own thing where it's like I feel like he could be someone who's like, you know, it doesn't sound like he's doing an impression of someone else or trying to be someone else, but he has like a voice that just like you're just like, damn, this guy is like meant to play alt rock and pop punk kind of stuff.
Totally. Yeah. It's great. I mean, I love barking with Jake.
Hell yeah. Shout out Jake. Althea later, who also we got to give props to for just constantly helping with like crunching numbers and the data entry side of things in Discord, which I don't think other people have as much data entry as our podcast has had over the last year.
There's been a lot of data to enter.
So thank you, Althea later, for the data entry. And she's back with POV. You're dropping some of your friends off after your hot friend Sarah's wedding and listening to Good Riddance on repeat. And Sarah is spelled with no H, so I'm assuming this is my wedding that this is happening at.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is a 17-minute, 53-second cover. So we're starting 7 minutes in. Here we go.
Wait, so how old were you guys when 9/11 happened?
I was in middle school.
Wow.
I was still in elementary school.
You remember watching it on TV?
I do. Yeah.
Maybe this is real. Maybe this is a real audio doc.
What did you think?
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Ending, you know?
Oh, no.
No,
it seems like an authentic field recording.
When I was in, right when that happened, right before we had learned about the Challenger exploding.
Oh, I remember.
And so,
I guess this is what happens.
Yeah.
Shit just blows up.
Yeah, and so when I saw it on the news, Mom thought I was confused.
Oh, no. I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
This is just normal for me.
Yeah. Shit just blows up. I don't know.
I guess we're bad at building things.
Yeah. Like I was in 4th grade. Somewhere like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was like 3 years old or something, 4 years old.
No, you weren't. You're 97.
I remember
97 years old.
Everything comes back to fucking 9/11 with millennials, eh?
That's like the only thing that's ever happened to us is
other than
watching something that it didn't happen to us.
Yeah, I mean, other than, you know, the great Conan Jay Leno fiasco, that was kind of the other thing equally as upsetting as 9/11.
That was definitely my 9/11. Yeah, personally.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what is Conan if not a tower who went down, really? Because he's so damn tall. Exclusive, that was sick, by the way. Very interesting vibe. I think you've captured the feel of the song of just kind of, as we were saying, being wallpaper. And now I'm imagining what if there was a car that had wallpaper inside of it. That'd be
Ooh,
cool.
damn. I would like to see a photo of that car.
Exclusive rare demo up next with Good Riddance. I was in grade 5 when this album came out, and our choral music class did a cover of this song. I thought maybe other music classes and choirs would have covered it. Featuring, and then there's like a huge ass list. So I think this might be like a mashup of school choirs singing it. Which
oh my god, one can dream.
Oh yes. Yes. Was there recorders in there too, just to add extra?
I mean, it's kind of beautiful.
That really captures like I had to pause it because it was making me feel like I was going to die, but I think it's because we're on to number 30 or whatever right now. But I feel like what are they called? La Scala or whatever? Like the people who always sing.
Oh yeah.
I'm sexy and I know it, but it's creepily for like a David Fincher movie.
Well, that's yeah.
They've kind of like ruined this vibe, in my opinion. But I feel like because what I'm saying is
they codified the vibe.
The real shit was the Langley Schools Music Project compilation.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And shout out to Langley, BC, current home of the Hughes fam, and that's the shit right there. Willowbrook Mall, Willow Video Games, the Dog's Ear. Langley, BC is popping. Not really. It kind of sucks. But either way, shout out the Langley School of Music Project. Like, it kind of sounded like shit. And that was the nice vibe. And that's what I think is captured here is like, there's not enough chaos with the Scala brothers. It's because those kids are all like fucking suck-ups. They're all teachers' pets.
Yeah, you're right. I guess that's the problem. Is it's like a little too pro. I mean, it's yeah. Look at it. I love them both for different reasons.
And they're running out of songs. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I feel like La Scala is like indie kids bop at this point, but
yeah, that's fair. I mean, it rocks. I definitely bought those albums like on iTunes.
Yeah,
which is
they're kind of undeniable too. But I mean, Langley School's music project is, I feel like, the real shit. Okay, up next, Mind Shoulder, Good Riddance. Here we go. Ooh, this is some real graduation vibes. That is such an interesting vibe. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah, that was a sick vibe.
Like Brand Van 3000, maybe?
Ooh, yeah. Like, it's sort of impossible to classify. Just like very Quebecois cut and paste energy.
Yeah. Much music, video, dance kind of vibes. That was sick as hell. Thank you, Mind Shoulder. And up next, Dr. Bugman 31, another person whose name I love to see appear in here because I never fully know what to expect other than some sweet James Taylor vocals and some sick bass playing usually.
When you say vocals, say this is like the Dawes situation.
I mean, I don't know. I never really say any of these things out loud because, I might just never talk about music again after this episode, and maybe I'll be silent. Any of the musical parts of the next episodes, I'll just not say anything because I'm done.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I'm done saying shit out loud about music. Okay, Dr. Bugman 31, let's go.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. I want to jump in.
Okay.
Sun shining down on the beach in the summer. I want to jump in play. Sun shining down on the beach in the summer. Pressure cooker, bake my brain and tell me
Good
I'm
Lord.
insane. I'm so fucking happy I could cry.
I can't remember what second we started this at. I don't know if I've played more than a minute. It's so hard to turn it off.
Yeah, this is so fucking sick. I need a doctor.
Okay, well, that's a natural stop. That was such beautiful tones from somebody with such a stupid screen name.
Again, I feel like that's something we've always joked about. Like when you watch it, like here's a gorgeous cover recorded by someone named DJ Cum Hands.
I know. And again, this is the guy that runs the Globehell wiki. Lord knows what he's doing with Clanecast also. I can't even, I mean, it's just, and then he just goes into his basement or wherever he's recording and just like cranks out the most beautiful pastiche of pop punk via adult contemporary folk pop. But like, it's incredible. Like, what the fuck? So good. We've been sitting on this gold mine that's like still feels like a best kept secret, which I'm just coming to terms with. Everything I do will just feel like that. Maybe one day someone will discover this pile of stuff that we've worked on together, but
it'll be like a Langley thing, or one of those like in the future someone will sort of build whole albums around samples from this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's so good. Okay,
what's the name of like the field recordings that Moby just put like shitty Fruit Loops beats under them, and Fruit Loops beats and recorded play? What are those called again? Alan Lomax.
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know.
I'm thinking Willie Loman.
Maybe Moby will discover this and do something with
Maybe.
it. That'd be kind of... Maybe Moby. What if Moby's name was Maybe?
Okay.
Bobby John Hamstring, original bedroom version. Good riddance. So, Bobby John Hamstring, original bedroom version says, I tried to recreate my early days of covers when I was correcting audio latency manually, and everything sounded underwater, but it was harder than I thought. Hopefully this is just out of time enough. Well, let's find out. Here we go. I mean, it sounds like art. That's the most important part. So good.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
That's so
art
cool.
rules. I think there's always a point in the podcast where I'm like, do I love art? And this is that point in this one.
Exactly. And now moving forward, the training wheels are going to be on. You're going to have to start actually checking out my recommendations. And I'm going to continue not checking out yours.
I mean, again, I think that's sort of the way that door should swing. So that's fine.
Beeper up next. It's been a cool year. Rest in peace to all 500 of my fake bands, Teenage Stand Club, etc. That's the thing. This has been also a branding exercise, and I feel like some people I still don't really have a grasp on who they are, but I kind of like that feeling where it's like a little bit familiar, but I can't figure out who's who, and I love that. So shout out to Beeper, whoever the fuck you are. That's great.
I love it.
Here we go. That's Beeper, all right. This is so sick.
That was incredible.
That was so cool.
Do you think a Beeper made that?
I mean, yeah.
Cool.
So cool. Okay, Brainhead the Worst, the mysterious artist, has contributed once or twice musically. And here they say, less abstract this time. I tried to get a real band to play it, but they laughed at me. So I kind of learned GarageBand. So that's what I'd love to hear. Someone kind of learning GarageBand for this last... This is like Burn to Shine DVDs, but via the internet, I think. We're just like putting all this effort into something that we're going to inevitably burn down. And people are into it because they just wish that we would get Fugazi back together instead. But we're not going to.
It's tough, yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is so sick. It's so evil sounding. See, I hope this is the start of Brainhead the Worst's blackened GarageBand crust project.
Yes, totally.
The primitiveness of the garage band just made it sound extra evil, and it was sick.
Yeah, that's true. This is the limitations of technology truly working in your favor.
Exactly. Okay. Bobby John Hamstring back at it again. We're going to start at the end of this one. Another funny and nice message that we appreciate, but I'm literally losing my voice right now because we've done so much potting today.
Yeah, and there's more to come.
Here we go. Oh my God.
Fuck.
That was so cool because, Bobby John Hamstring, the last one was how they had initially did covers where it was like kind of fucked up and janky. And then this kind of shows the evolution. And it still sounded arty as fuck, but like, more expensive. So
Yeah. This is just like we're at a nicer gallery.
Exactly. All right. The Golden Umbrella Stands, we're starting halfway through. Thank you for your kind message. We really I feel like we're like opening gifts at a wedding, and I'm saying we really appreciate your messages on both of our behalf. I don't know if Sam appreciates. I don't even know.
I do. I know. I'm seeing them. Just I don't need to also.
I actually don't even know if Sam's here with me right now. There's a chance that he's just literally created an AI bot because he's really into crypto now, and he might really be into AI as well. I have no idea. So
all the good and non-dangerous technologies. It could just be that like you fully sort of internalized my voice.
People are like, Sam Sutherland's been dead since 2010.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
I don't think we've heard Golden Umbrella Stands do the pop punk drumming before, and that was
that was like a real like exciting turn,
a sick final burst of energy from those always energetic. That was sick. Thank you, Golden Umbrella Stands. So sick. Up next, Buttermuffin. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu. Isn't it supposed to be goodbye at the end of that? I only know it from the Vandals covering The Sound of Music, not the actual.
Yeah, I don't know. The Sound of Music is not my bag, baby.
Really? You're too good for that? You're too good.
Good.
Oh my God! Wow.
I know.
Okay, here we go. I feel like there's funny original lyrics in here. Buttermuffin, you're going to have to post the lyrics because whatever that was.
Yeah, I really need to want to know.
It sounds like it was something funny or clever or.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see the homework on that. Yeah.
In the end.
You need to show your work.
Up next is Floor for a Shart, who is the fanfictionist on Discord. First time submitting. Let's go. This is a D/reconstructed version of the song. You don't need to pretend it's good. I know I don't need to pretend it's good. I don't pretend. That's what's fucked up about this whole thing, is that I'm not pretending. Here we go. I mean, it sounds so highbrow already. I love it. This is so fucking sick. Got the fireworks back from the David Letterman performance.
Oh, this is fucking beautiful. I feel like this is something I get in the Calm app.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're hopefully going to do with some of these, is sell them to Calm Corp.
Yeah, exactly.
Incredible. Thank you. What a great first and last submission for the standard season 1 cover section. That was beautiful. Like, so sick. What the hell? Okay. There's only a couple left, and then we're literally get to go to dry grad after. So that's great. Gosh dang. Here we go. That is some
fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is some air quotes new music. That's some expensive art gallery shit if I've ever heard it. Absolutely. Oh
yeah, I was kind of hoping that it was just going to continue to just be the drum break and the
yeah.
In the acoustic opening, but it actually that was very cool, and I cannot wait to hear all 4 minutes and 44 seconds of that.
Yeah, sick as hell. Okay, up next is Drill Rod, Stuck in the Road. Of course, this is Rocks How with some final burst of geology-themed punk music, likely drummed on a bucket of rocks, probably. Here we go. That is so sick. I don't think there's any rock bucket in there. Just like pure fucking punk energy coming from the Rocks House.
There's rock.
That's true. And he is bucking it, the trend of using the bucket. So
damn. Oh my God. That was great.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Rocks How. I don't know if we should say your real identity or not, but you have already appeared in the cover section once before today. Up next is Jazzman with Good Time. Long-time listener, first-time coverer. Once I missed the boat on Green Man, knew I had to get on this. Nimrod was the first CD I bought that wasn't Michael W. Smith or Newsboys. Well, you fucked up. You should have stuck with those too, probably. But anyways, respect. I don't know if we should read this next part or not, but it's incredible.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for that.
I don't want you to get in trouble, but please keep trying to do this. I think we're going to leave it at that because I don't want to jinx it to never happen because it is one dream of mine to speak to this person that you've been trying to get on the pod. So we'll leave it like that, I think. Here we go. Jazzman with Good Time. Oh, hell yeah. Here we go. This is so good.
Another turning point, folks stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
That was unbelievable. That basically was New Order.
That was incredible. Oh my God. And knowing who you've been talking to on our, I love you, Derek. Thank you so much,
thank
Derek.
you.
That was incredible.
I will say, because I feel like the next ones are people that have submitted before. And like the amount of, because we like warn people a lot, and like getting some of these like first time, long times, like Floor for a Shart, like getting like a Georgia Sola, getting these jazz man. I'm trying to remember all the like first times that we heard today. Like that is, I mean, it's awesome to have sort of closeouts from our favorites. And it's just so amazing that there are people who haven't participated in it that finally sort of got pushed to do it. And that's been like the magical thing about all this is like,
It's true.
and that's in a lot of these notes that we're not reading is like people who are just like, the pandemic was fucking long. And the pandemic's fucking long. The pandemic is still happening. And the idea that this sort of incredibly silly thing sort of pushed people to do something creative when it was easier to just sit around and smoke weed and be depressed rules. But I love hearing this new stuff. I love it so much.
Yeah, that was so sick. CanCon, Good Riddance, Robertson Memorial PS Class of 2003 mix. Here we go. I want to know who's CanCon, because CanCon always delivering some deconstructed shit.
I think we expected it to be goofier the first time.
Yeah. It almost has like Colin Stetson vibes, speaking of CanCon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sick. So bassy.
Yeah. Like even in my earbuds, it's resonating.
Yeah.
At the deepest frequencies I can hear.
Well, the pod is deep. What can I say?
The pod is deep, confirmed depth.
That was sick as hell, CanCon, and maybe you should reveal yourself. I want to know what I want to know. I want to know. Everyone should do a reveal if you haven't yet. I think could be cool.
Interesting. This is the time to do it.
All right. Well, it's time to grab a little bit more punch. We're down to the very last one. Let's try to save our tears. But it's Unentitled. Thank you so much, Unentitled, for contributing stems. I think you making custom tabs last week for someone. Like,
yeah, it
so
sounds
cool.
like just truly above and beyond.
That is so
like,
cool.
Outrageously kind behavior.
Yeah. So here's Punk Goes Acoustic by Unentitled. The title had me worried it was going to be like a Fearless Records kind of thing, but instead it's just like, of course, a perfect fucking. Ooh, it's like I feel like I'm ascending to pod heaven right now. This is so sick.
Yeah, this rules.
And that
was Good Riddance.
And it was the cover section. So thanks, everyone.
Yeah.